能成功。如果说我们有这种精神，反正我上班了，可能8点钟上班，5点钟就下班了 ，OK， 赶紧去其他地方。人家美国人强就强他的硬件，强就强他的系统建设，这方面确实比你糟。但是玩信息玩软的，中国人的脑袋绝不比人家差。我们在座的所有的人的脑袋绝不比任何人差。这就是我们敢跟美国人斗的一些东西，我们绝对敢斗。如果我们是好的 team。好的团队，我们自己知道我们想做什么，我们想干些什么的时候，我相信我们是可以以一当十。我们能够赢政府机构，我们能够赢其他很多的民营企业、大的这种企业的是什么？凭的是我们的精神、我们的意识、我们的创新概念，以及我们这种拼劲才能去斗。否则的话，跟他们有什么区别呢？谁都知道 ，Internet 是个泡沫。我刚才讲的危机感就是 Internet 这个泡沫现在越来，什么时候破？然后呢，把股票掉了，哎，eBay 股票会涨。那么有一天 eBay 股票涨了以后，可能阿里巴巴社区的股票涨，所以不要担心。我觉得 Internet 这个梦不会破，这个泡沫不会破。我们为后面的3、5年所付出的代价是非常惨重，只有这样的惨重的代价，才会赢得我们未来的取得的成功。那么目标是2002年，阿里巴巴上市。
For the next 7 months, the team plotted away in Jack's apartment, out of view of potential competitors, and they were encouraged as the website began to take off, attracting members from around the world. Alibaba's formula was simple. Exporters could post their product listings on the site, and volume buyers could browse the product listings to find suppliers. The company wasn't making any revenues, but for the first time in Jack's internet career, things seemed headed in the right direction. And the team was energized by the joy of creating something entirely new, while at the same time knowing they really had nothing to lose. By October 1999, Jack had lured Joe Tsai, a US-educated lawyer, to join the company as chief financial officer. Joe helped Alibaba raise $5 million from global investors including Goldman Sachs. Another $20 million investment led by Japan's SoftBank would soon follow. With money in the bank and more on the way, Jack decided it was time to end the company's seclusion and gathered his troops to prepare for the company's official launch event in Hong Kong.
我觉得这段时间大家都很辛苦，应该说非常辛苦，长期将近6、7个月下来，7个月多月下来，大家都没有休息过。按照原计划，如果我们在18个月内要完成在美国的 IPO， 剩下的时间还有12个月。6、7个月以前，我们从北京离开的时候，跟大家说过，说，嘿，我们这次回杭州，6个月以内，我们将跟任何媒体切开，我们就埋头造我们的船，我们的船就是阿里巴巴，我们埋头训练我们的船员，就是我们的 team。如果是人家说我们不好。我们的产品不好，阿里巴巴不好，然后呢，再加上评论一下呢，我们的人，我们团长找不到2副，2副找不到3副，3副找不到大副，大家乱哄哄的一整套，这个船很容易就沉下去。
With the global competition brewing, Jack and his team headed to Hong Kong. They organized a launch so outrageous that their American competitors must have been shaking in their shoes.
1, 2, 3. Alibaba is no legend. It is with us on the internet, giving us unimaginable business and success opportunities.
Okay, maybe the launch wasn't so impressive, but at least the company had finally come out of hiding.
When they talk about e-business, they talk about Amazon, they talk about eBay. But I would say Asia's Asia, America is America. If you think internet is 3,000 meters running, USA has only finished 100 meters, and Asia probably 30 meters, and China only 5 meters. So there's a long way to go. If we have a very good company in Asia, internet company in Asia, the whole world knows that. It's easy to make a PR, to make advertisement in Asia for an internet company than in the USA. So that's why we choose Hong Kong to make the announcement. Tomorrow, a lot of people know about us.
The press conference served its purpose, and a buzz about Alibaba began to grow. Journalists from abroad trickled into Alibaba's apartment to report about a man they called Crazy Jack. At the same time, an internet boom was beginning to sweep China. Chinese were connecting to the web, and the internet was opening up an entirely new world. It was an exciting time, and anything seemed possible. As the number of internet users grew, homegrown startups emerged, modeled after their US counterparts. There was the Yahoo of China, the Web TV of China, and the eBay of China. At the time, I was working in Beijing for an advertising and PR agency. When a friend told me that a Chinese company was looking for a senior manager to join its international marketing team, I became intrigued and flew to Shanghai to attend an Alibaba customer event. As I walked in, I discovered that the website members were mobbing Alibaba's staff. The attendees were mostly local manufacturers, making all kinds of products for export: umbrellas, plastic tubing, ball bearings, and just about any widget you could imagine. They had a lot of questions for the Alibaba staff, and were eager to provide lots of feedback as well.
建议他也不是强行规定，他就建议1周之内不要发重复的信息。
哦，我们现在
就是看到他天天发这种。
你老看到重复信息是吧？嗯。哦，我们现在是有这样的规定的，就是一个人的信息，同一条信息啊，要隔3天来一次，就是说。
The event wasn't a slick production, but there was an innocence to it all that appealed to me, and I was also happy to see that the foreigners and locals mixed well, even if it meant having to learn karaoke. And, most important, I got to know Jack and thought that he was a boss I could work for. Yes, he seemed a bit crazy, but at least it seemed he was enjoying the ride. So in March of 2000, I made my decision. I would join Alibaba. I signed my contract, packed my bags, and then it happened. By the time my first day at Alibaba arrived, the internet bubble had burst. As I traveled to Alibaba's headquarters in Hangzhou, I realized that there would be no quick IPO, no sudden cash out. We'd have to be in it for the long haul. I was curious to see what I'd signed up for, and wasn't quite sure how I'd fit into a Chinese company. I arrived at the new office and strolled around. The office had a real buzz, as 100 new employees settled in. It was clear that the team was excited to have moved out of the apartment and into a real office. To bring the team together, the company organized a social event where the new international staff were introduced. It didn't feel like a typical company. It felt much more like an extended family. The team had been through so much together, they had become a very tight-knit group. We first watched a number of Chinese skits, which I didn't really understand. Then, we watched some international skits, which I understood even less. As the event came to an end, I was inspired by what I saw.
And I want everybody here, listen. We will win, we will make it, because we are young, and we never give up.
But I wondered if maybe we were being too naive. Were idealistic goals really enough? And could our inexperienced team of teachers and dreamers really stand up to the US internet giants?
B2B internet site Alibaba.com went live last year, a marketplace for trade between small and medium-sized businesses. It was the first Chinese internet company to move to the West.
A week after I joined Alibaba, Jack told me he wanted to ramp up Alibaba's global marketing. So we traveled to London on a media tour, hoping to generate some excitement.
Jack Ma is Alibaba.com's founder and CEO, and he joins me now. I'm delighted that you're here with me in the studio, Jack. Thanks for coming in. Let's just start with your experience in setting up one of the first internet ventures. Just tell us a little bit about how you started.
Well, in 1995, March, I happened to get a chance to go to the States and...
Jack was a natural public speaker, and the media seemed interested in his story. But as we traveled through London, the mood was beginning to change.
NASDAQ hits its year low as the tech plunge passes day 5.
And as the number of internet skeptics increased, the media were becoming more hostile.
Jack Ma is the chairman of Alibaba.com. Thanks very much for coming to see us.
Thank you very much, pleasure.
Tell us something we've never heard about the internet before. We're fed up with hearing what it might do. Tell us something we haven't heard before.
Well, now, in Asia, wherever you go on the street, like in Shanghai, Hong Kong, Beijing, all the young people are talking about the internet and think about to set up an internet business. So the fever of internet right now in Asia is trying to catch up with the US.
Are you a millionaire?
Now? No.
Do you want to be?
Well, I hope if it could be naturally if I can be.
Because in Hong Kong, people are going bonkers about it. We've seen the scenes. But what is the money you're making? How will you make money on the internet? And why should anyone wonder about it if it's not making money?
Today, the site, right now we do not make any money on the site, and so totally free because we want to try to attract more attraction.
Can you see why people think it's so much hot air? You don't make any money. You've got extraordinary claims, and yet you make nothing.
That's internet.
Yes, but what's the point?
After returning to China, Jack and I continued our publicity push. In a world where funding for internet companies was drying up, it was a free way to gain exposure for the company. But for a Chinese citizen, speaking openly to Western media carried political and therefore personal risks. So I was always surprised at how calmly he handled hard-hitting questions from Western journalists, even when the discussion strayed from business into politics.
That's asking for a lot in these days, with internet businesses coming and going with the speed they are at the moment. You can't even look 8 weeks ahead, let alone 80 years. What makes you think you've got a business that can last?
We have gone from nothing when we started internet in China, 1995. We are going to grow to 80 years. We're going to suffer more.
All the companies say that. We're here to stay. And then tomorrow they're gone.
China was not even connected to the internet yet. We started. And we suffered. And today I can say that we suffered much more than any other internet company in this world could imagine. China is open the door. And internet is the best way to let the people understand what's happening outside, and also let the government understand what's exactly happening outside, and that the outside world understand China. I choose internet is one of the way to bridge the people from us.
So ultimately, internet will change the climate in China.
Yeah, climate.
Social climate, political climate, everything.
I agree.
As Jack's name grew in the foreign media, the Chinese media began to regard Alibaba as a success story, and Jack was frequently invited to share his experiences with local business people.
客观世界，客观表达，新苗说新闻。我们很多人呢都听说过阿里巴巴和40大盗的故事。芝麻开门是开启这个藏宝山洞的钥匙。今天下午有很多人冒着酷暑到浙江世贸中心听阿里巴巴网站总裁马云的讲座，他们是为了获得开启电子商务之门的钥匙。那么这个马云到底是何许人也呢？今年7月10号，马云成为美国权威的财经杂志《福布斯》全球版的封面人物。他是50年来第一位获得殊荣的中国企业家。
西雅图，他今天讲我有微软，我有波音。纽约，他今天说我有 IBM。我们希望有一天我们杭州人，当然要我们很争气说我们有阿里巴巴。我坚信技术是为人服务的，而不是人为技术服务。如果人为技术服务的话，那么这家公司可能真的是。
As I listened to Jack's speeches, I began to get concerned. Jack was being hailed as some sort of a management guru, but Alibaba hadn't even brought in $1 of revenue. We were high on a pedestal with no foundation. And inside the company, there was increasing chaos. The organization had expanded too quickly, and there was a growing division between the Chinese and international management teams. We were losing our way. Before long, Jack was forced to call a meeting to address the growing turmoil.
其实我们犯的这个最近犯了一系列的错误，就是我们违背了当时自己在1年以前定的方向。我们不应该为投资者而去设计我们的产品，我们应该为我们的客户去设计我们的产品。客户需要什么 ，member 需要什么。而不是投资者需要什么，而不是外面的新闻记者需要什么。 很多北京的媒体骂我是狂人和